Oh, boy. Don't go too far, Michelle.
Yes, sir.
Autumn, Miss Sullivan is back there chomping away on her gum. Why don't we do a PBT while we're waiting just to see what we got this morning?
Okay.
How do we do, Autumn? The gum was the tip off. This is file 23308 SD. Paperwork of Alexis Page Sullivan. Miss Sullivan is here with her lawyer, Rhonda Ives. Apparently it's not our day. Just as I was coming into the courtroom, probation agent Autumn Kiefer advised me that the defendant appears to be intoxicated this morning.
No, that's not correct.
Oh,
She has
okay.
previously come to court.
Okay, I thought you meant she was intoxicated now. No, I remember the other case, and I gave her contempt, and then we came back again. I do remember that. She is a young woman that is struggling. So, all right. I misunderstood. As I indicated, we passed in the hallway just as I came in the door, and you had the PBT in your hand. So, have you met with her this morning?
I have not.
But you'd like to do a PBT before?
Only if the judge wants it. I brought it prepared just in case I needed it.
Let's do it. We just did the last guy and found out after he got to jail that he was over the legal limit. So let's do a PBT and see where we are with Miss Sullivan. Step out of the hall.
Twenty minutes later.
We're good.
All right, then we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and finish Miss Sullivan. That's good. All right, Miss Bennett, we'll come back to you in a minute. All right, that's very good news. I was quite disappointed, but it wasn't founded. All right, Miss Sullivan pled to operating while intoxicated. As Autumn indicated, she had appeared on a previous occasion and was intoxicated here at the courthouse. So we backed up and tried again. She, for as old as she is, which is only 23 years old, she is really struggling. So Rhonda, what would you like me to know?
Well, I first need to correct the assessment on the narrative page. It says she's a 23-year-old unmarried female who resides in Sturgis with her boyfriend. She's actually living in Howe, Indiana at a motel with her boyfriend. She also indicates that she is confused about being on bond. She said she was never on bond. I mean, I don't know how that could not be the case, but she said she never got arrested the night of. They just took her to the hospital and then took her home. And then when she appeared here in court, she had been given a jail sentence for showing up intoxicated, a 10-day jail sentence. So I'm not really sure what the status of her bond is. So that I would just ask the court to clarify that for her.
Oh, let's take a look. She might be right. I think you're right. I don't see anything regarding a bond here in the Register of Actions or in the on base.
Well, the issue came up because usually when you're on bond, you can't leave the state of Michigan. And so I was giving her that caveat, and she said she had never received some bond paperwork. So that made me wonder.
Well, according to this, she was in front of Judge Pattison at a 267, and she was taken into custody. And this is another one. I don't know. Judge Pattison had been dealing with it, and then I ended up with it. I think maybe it's because Judge Pattison was gone and I inherited a bunch of his attorney pretrials. in June. I think that's what happened. And so these cases got shifted to my side. But there is no bond. So thank you. Go ahead, Rhonda, or bond conditions.
Okay, very well. Well, just to correct the report, she has been living in Howe, Indiana with her boyfriend, not in Sturgis. She does seek mental health treatment, as she does have a lot of issues on board. I know that the last time she had done a jail sentence, it really it was very upsetting for her. I don't know as if she's ever spent any lengthy period in jail. You have?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while. Okay. I know that you know, she doesn't want to go back to jail. Can she do a term of probation? I don't know. I mean, I think she would like to try to get through a term of probation instead of doing jail.
In-person meetings too when I already went.
Oh, okay. She indicates she's doing in-person AA meetings. Where are those at?
First Methodist Church in Sturgis. It's at 6 p.m. Thursdays and Fridays and noon on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Okay. Well, she's actively trying to maintain involvement in AA, so I think that speaks well on her behalf. But I definitely, you know, I don't know if she's as concerned as the court is, but I know that she definitely does not want to be in this situation ever again. But I think that alcohol is one of those things that you don't really know how bad it is until it gets bad and it gets the best of you. And I think that's what's happened to Miss Sullivan, that it has already gotten the best of her at her young age.
Miss Sullivan, are you working someplace?
Yeah, I work at McDonald's in Sturgis.
Okay. This case does have a strange posture because you didn't get, just like Mr. Aniqua, you didn't get taken to jail. And so you actually came to the court March 23rd and you asked to confirm your court date. And your first court date was February 23rd, excuse me, March 23rd. So between your arrest for this and your court date, you got the disorderly person charge.
She's got a disorderly person charge pending, Your Honor?
No.
It's already been
Oh.
taken care of.
That was on March 7th. And so you came in here on February 23rd. They gave you a court date of March 23rd. And you were not on bond. You came in on March 15th and pled guilty to that. And I gave you a fine. You came in front of Judge Pattison on May 12th, and that's when you were intoxicated. And then I saw you. So it's your first offense. You did not violate any bond conditions because you didn't have any bond conditions. In fact, you hadn't even been arraigned yet when you got the disorderly, and you were quite intoxicated then. Living in a hotel is very expensive. So what else would you like me to know?
I saw that I was charged in May 10th of 2022 for disorderly conduct, but that's physically impossible as I was living in Illinois at the time, and I wasn't even in the state in May.
That, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, no, that's wrong. It's a 325.
Well, no, you got the thing from Judge Pattison on May 12th, but your disorderly was in March.
I think she's talking about the May 10th, 2022 disturbing the peace that's on the.
Okay, well, let's look.
It was a 21 case, disturbing the peace, 7/8 of 21.
Darn it.
Looks like they actually just closed entirely because the restitution had been paid in May of 22.
Malicious destruction of building and disturbing the peace. 37 days, credit 37 days. You were in custody in July of 21. You pled no contest to disturbing the peace, and I gave you 37 days, credit 37 days. So I actually spoke to you.
She recalls that now.
All right, and the 4 was a home invasion. It was bound over to the circuit court at about the same time. So those are accurate. Then the disorderly person was March 7th, So it appears the report is accurate. She was here in the jail and we had a polycom conversation and she resolved things. All right, so she's working, she's doing some treatment. It's a first offense. She didn't violate any bond conditions. So does that alter your recommendation, Autumn? You're just recommending flat 93 days jail?
No, the bottom of my recommendation is 24 months probation.
All right. Oh, 83 days deferred. I got you. All right. I had an oil judgment. I agree. We certainly need a probation. I sort of inherited a couple of these cases, but I don't mind. I used to do all the last pretrials, so I got all the cases at some point. But I'm going to do 24-month probation, which means you can be on probation for as short as a year. I'm going to follow Autumn's recommendation, 93 days jail credit 10, giving 83 days to serve. But of the 93 days, 83 are deferred. You're not going to do any more jail time if you do what I ask you to do. I got a bunch of jail hung over your head, but if you cooperate and do what we're trying to accomplish here, you won't do any additional jail. We're going to do alcohol testing as directed, which is probably going to be 2 times per week. Also drugs. You're old enough to smoke marijuana. If we do a test today, will marijuana be in your system?
Yes.
It's legal and you didn't have any bond conditions. As of now, you won't be able to use marijuana. Will anything else be in there?
No.
All right. We'll find out. Substance abuse counseling and treatment is directed, including 12-step meetings, and you're going to do the victim impact panel. You need a probation. I think everybody in here agrees with that. And I'm glad that my initial chagrin of you being intoxicated was misplaced and that you're 0-0 today. And you're doing some AA. Which one did you say you were doing? Presbyterian Church?
First Methodist Church in Sturgis.
All right. All right. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
3 months later.
Anyway, we're back. We've got several things going on. We have probation violation arraignments. We have Alexis Sullivan, and Miss Sullivan will be with you in just a minute. All right. Okay. All right. Autumn, Miss Sullivan is back there chomping away on her gum. Why don't we do a PBT while we're waiting just to see what we got this morning?
Okay.
Thank you. How do we do, Autumn?
You're not going to be able to arraign her, Your Honor. She's a .111, admits to drinking vodka yesterday, using methamphetamine a couple days ago.
All right. Don't go too far, Michelle.
Yes, sir. I'll put in my.
All right. Alexis, would you come up and have a seat? This is file 23308 SD. Alexis Sullivan is here for an arraignment on a probation violation charge for continuing to drink alcohol while she's on probation for operating while intoxicated. Alexis is 23.
Yeah.
She has the worst alcohol problem of a 20-year-old that Autumn and I have seen in quite some time. She was here on an earlier occasion. She was a .243. She's here today for bench or probation violation arraignment. The order says she should take a test upon demand of any police or probation officer. According to Autumn, she's presently a .11. So you're over the legal limit. You're too intoxicated for me to even arraign you. How'd you get here?
My boyfriend dropped me off.
All right, he's not here.
No.
All right, well, I'm gonna have you taken into custody. I find that you're in contempt for showing up intoxicated. You're also in violation of your probation. We'll reset this for tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
I'll be in the front. Probation violation?
Yeah. Bond canceled. The gum was the tip off.
Well, and actually, she's hasn't tested. She's refused to test since September. That's the allegation for the violation. And then
Well, and as you said,
she switched it to meth.
yes, she switched her addiction from alcohol to methamphetamine. It's like going from bad to extremely worse. She's a nice young woman, but she is not doing well. We have not got at the reason why. And the reason why is I believe she has significant childhood trauma. On cancel, continue to tomorrow. We got plenty of time tomorrow at 8. We'll say 9 o'clock for PV arraignment. Defendant to sober up. Oh boy. She's so young to be so messed up.